Episode 26 of 1001 Stories of Relationship, The Gap. The first thing people noticed about Mark and Naomi was the space between them. It showed in small things: delayed responses, missed eye contact, and conversations that ended without warmth. They were newly married but already carried themselves like people still negotiating how to exist in the same life. The shift began after a conversation about their wedding. Mark expected light reflection. Naomi offered detail. She pointed out what went wrong, what was lacking, what could have been done better. Mark defended his family and the day itself. Naomi didn't soften her position. The conversation ended unresolved, leaving something unspoken but permanent between them. After that, they adapted, not through healing but through avoidance. They spoke only when necessary, coordinated their routines, and shared space without reconnection. What remained was not conflict in a loud sense, but distance maintained with precision. At a social gathering months later, others noticed what had formed between them: polite answers, careful timing, no instinctive closeness. When questioned, Mark insisted they were fine. Naomi confirmed it, but without conviction that matched the words. A quiet observation from a couple at the gathering made the imbalance harder to ignore. They looked less like partners and more like people occupying the same room. That perception lingered longer than the conversation itself. In the quiet drive home and the silence that followed, something softened, not through confrontation, but recognition. They finally spoke without performance. Not everything was addressed, but enough was acknowledged. Mark admitted the distance. Naomi agreed they had drifted. The exchange wasn't exhaustive, but it was honest. For the first time in a while, their interaction stopped being procedural. They didn't resolve everything. They didn't need to. What changed was the direction. They began to return to each other, not as a repaired outcome, but as an ongoing decision. Enjoy the full episode of The Gap at 1001 Stories of Relationship.wordpress.com.